Joining me now is the second-ranked Bellator featherweight contender, Mads Burnell, who faces Adam Burch in the main event of Bellator 276 on March 12th. Mads, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. To start things off, how excited are you for this fight, and how's camp been so far?
I'm super excited for this fight, especially because it's a main event, 5 rounds. Couldn't be better, and camp have been going great out here in Vegas at Extreme Couture, so I'm good and ready to roll.
Awesome, man. And what are your thoughts on Adam Burch's skill set? What kind of fight are you expecting in this one?
Usually I don't really expect it so much, but of course he is in the position he's in because he's a good fighter, but I see him as a very Eastern European kind of kickboxer. Yeah. With athletic ability, of course.
Mm-hmm. And I want to touch a little bit about your last performance against Emmanuel Sanchez. How would you evaluate your performance, and especially being in that co-main event slot?
So, evaluate my performance. I think my performance was very good, especially in my composure, which was the thing going into that fight, because that dude always come up 1,000 miles an hour. So don't fall into his game and just do my own game. So I think that was a very good.
And you mentioned it. You mentioned it a little bit earlier, but how does it feel being in this main event slot, and how much does it mean to you, especially with where you've been in your career?
I'm super proud of it. It's really cool being a main event on one of the biggest promotions in the world. That's like a milestone. Is that what you called it? Yeah, that's a milestone in my career, and that's something I'm super proud of.
Definitely, man. And do you feel like you're finally getting the recognition you deserve after getting the win over a tough guy like Sanchez?
I don't know. To be honest. I don't really think too much about that. I'm the type of dude that what matters to me is pretty much mostly what the OGs of the games think. So if they recognize real, I'm happy, But at the end of the day, I'm doing this for myself. So yeah, I don't know how to answer that in a proper way. I hope that answered your question.
No, you're good, definitely. And then you mentioned a little bit earlier, you're training down at Extreme Couture. What has that experience been like? And have you been there for your entire camp, or have you split time?
No, I've been for my entire camp. Actually, my last 3 camps, I've been doing all of them out here. I've been coming back and forth to Extreme Couture since 2016 or 17. So I know all the guys here, and I love it down here. It's good vibes, a lot of different bodies to train with. Dennis is a great coach. So, and there's other great coaches as well. So yeah, I'm super happy to be here at Extreme Couture.
Definitely. And this fight is going to be 5 rounds. How do you feel about going 5 rounds if it gets to that point?
Yeah, I actually prefer 5 rounds rather than 3, because then you can you have more time to work. I like that.
Definitely. And who's going to be in your corner for this fight?
In this fight, I'm going to have Dennis Davis in my corner.
Awesome, man. And big featherweight rematch coming up against between AJ McKee and Patricio Pitbull. How do you see that one playing out?
I think it's going to go the same way, because I think AJ is a stylistic matchup for stylistically nightmare matchup for Pitbull, because of his length and his athleticism. And it seems to me that Pitbull, he's the type of dude that wants people to engage for him to drop bombs on him. But AJ don't have to engage because he got the reach and everything on him. So Pitbull will have to fight a little different fight in order to get to AJ. So I think it will be kind of the same as last time.
Then talking about AJ McKee specifically, what challenges do you feel you would bring to him in a potential matchup?
All of them.
Awesome. Definitely, man. And you've talked in other interviews about your evolution since you fought in the UFC. What's been the biggest step you've taken as a fighter in terms of growth since then, do you think?
It's been my mentality going into fights and stuff like that. I think I've said it before, but just maturing in general as a human being. I think that's the biggest one, the biggest difference.
Awesome, man. Well, last question for me. What's the key to getting your hand raised next weekend?
Just go in and do me. That's the key.
Awesome. And before we go, feel free to shout out any sponsors you have and let the fans know where they can find you on social media.
Yeah, go follow me on Mass Burnell on Instagram, and go tune in on Showtime or whatever channel you're watching Bellator, March 12th. Let's go.
Awesome, man. Well, Mads, thanks again for your time, and I'm sure we'll catch up again soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man.